Am I correct in my hesitation in believing Mike Johnson and the House GOP Republicans? I mean, I think that they're just trying to set this guy up to look like a hero because he blundered, because he's such an amateur, okay? His first day on the job, he said that he was going to send more money to Ukraine. That is literally why we had a motion to vacate Kevin McCarthy, okay? So do you think that Mike Johnson is full of shit? Do you really honestly think that he's going to release the tapes? Or do you think that this is just being said and done to help this guy kind of, like to provide, they're using J6 and the J6 tapes as like a human shield, the way they did for Kevin McCarthy and Marjorie Taylor Greene back in January of this year, to shield Mike Johnson from his massive blunder about the compromise on the border package by giving more money to Israel, giving more money to Ukraine, not putting Americans first, hiring DeSantis donors, all of these big screw ups that this amateur did his first week on the job. What are your thoughts? Because I don't think that Mike Johnson's a hero, and I'm willing to bet my right hand. This is my left hand. I'm willing to bet my right hand, maybe even both, if we're lucky. Okay, who knows? Maybe I won't even have to bet with the invasion that's happening in our country. We're soon to have Sharia, and I'm sure both my hands will be chopped up sooner rather than later. But I'm willing to bet that Mike Johnson doesn't release this. And it's funny that, Mike Johnson as an evangelical chose The Blaze, if this is the network that's actually going to release it, because one of the things that he's being criticized for is, and look, I think it's important. I think it's important for people to put faith in the forefront of their community and their life and their family. But one of the things that they're attacking him on, and I find to be problematic, is that, President Trump is smart enough to understand that the topic of abortion is a losing issue in the sense that Roe v. Wade was already overturned. It's a trap question to try to trigger Zoomer voters and millennials and women into voting for Democrats by saying, oh, they're going to ban your right to have an abortion on a federal level. It's now states' issue. And they have this guy who's, using evangelical messaging in an election year. And I don't really think that messaging on issues as it relates to Ukraine, issues as it relates to abortion, are in alignment with President Donald Trump's positions as the leader of the party. And so I'm very concerned about how Mike Johnson is allowing for his naiveness, his amateur demeanor to kind of derail the efforts of President Trump and the MAGA America First base that is making inroads with some of these other groups and voting blocs in society that are now starting to realize, okay, I may not like Trump as a person, but I'm going to vote for him because it's better. I just have this hunch about Mike Johnson, and I don't think he's an ally to the J6ers. What do you think?
So, I don't know a lot about Mike Johnson. I'm not optimistic, similar to what you just said, that he's going to do much to help the January 6th defendants. Look, there are three things he can do on Monday to make clear that he's going to, do what he needs to do for the January 6th defendants. He can immediately announce that he's defunding the FBI and the Department of Justice with respect to these political prosecutions. He can immediately announce that all of the tapes, all the footage from January 6th are going to be put on a government server, just the very moment that it can be loaded up, which shouldn't take a matter more than a couple days. And he has an open invite to walk across the street and show up in court to show support for Derek Gunby, the January 6th defendant that we're defending right now, U.S. Army veteran with years of combat service in Afghanistan, and he's welcome to show up in court on Monday before in our trial before Judge Friedman. So we're looking forward to seeing him.